and welcome back to today's show.
Yeah. Ay. Yeah. Ay. Yeah. Boys. Yeah. Hold on, we them boys. Hold on, we them boys. Hold on, we making noise. Hold on, we them boys. We them boys.
Today we welcome a special edition of the Buck and Tony Show. Today we will this will be our first of first when it comes to dealing with the hardwood, but it's not us on the hardwood. It's the other ladies on the other side who do all the cheering and the hurrah, 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 hee, hee, ha, to get us motivated to get the game started. So let's welcome the Wakefield cheerleading staff.
All right. Ladies, welcome to the show. We're going to start off by introducing you ladies, and we're going to start off with the baby of the bunch. I remember when she was a student at Wakefield. Our freshman coach is Miss Brooke Giles. She is in her second season, and she is a former Wakefield cheerleader, class of 14. And she also went on to continue her cheering career at the University of Maryland. Let's go, Terps. 2018, class 2018. So welcome, Brooke Giles.
Brooklyn. Woo! Let's go next up the line, baby. Let's start with our junior varsity coach, Miss Brittany James Gilriff, in her third season at Wakefield.
My fourth.
Fourth?
Mm-hmm.
This will be your upcoming fourth season?
My fifth.
Oh, snap.
Well, you might not have a fifth.
Coronavirus!
That's okay.
She's a former Robinson secondary cheerleader, class of 2007. 2007? Woo! Oh, cheerleader. She's also currently the Gunston Hornets middle school cheerleading coach. Girl, when do you have time to sleep? You coaching Wakefield and Gunston?
Yes, and
you
I work
stay
at
busy,
Gunston.
girl.
Yes.
Shoot. Let's welcome Miss Brittany Gilriff James.
Hey. All right. Next up, we're gonna keep going right down the line. No stranger to Wakefield, as she is the class of 88. I ain't gonna put your age out there, but I believe she graduated in 88. She is the varsity assistant coach. Everybody knows her. I believe this is her 10th season. Correct me if I'm wrong. 10th season. They call you the MVC in the program.
That's the most valuable coach. Is that true? Is she the most valuable coach?
I think that's what the MVC stands for.
Okay.
So, and also, Dee, if I'm not mistaken, I think I've seen you coach freshman, JV, and varsity.
Whatever's necessary.
Whatever's necessary. So listen, let's welcome Miss Dee, Miss Wakefield, to the show.
Hey, Tony, I think I seen her do all those jobs in one night.
Most likely.
That was delicious. That was delicious.
I'll be looking up for the other side, be like, where the coaches going? Is Dee just sitting there like this? She'd be like, yeah, I'm here tonight. I got freshman, JV, and varsity. Somebody's sick. Somebody got a headache. Yeah, I done heard it all, T.
She got him in check.
All right, next then, let's bring in our varsity assistant coach in her 9th season. I think she came in with tomorrow as a hire. Yes. Former Wakefield / Washington Lee cheerleader.
Patty.
Wakefield and Washington.
Patty.
Okay. So I just wanted to throw it out there. She went to Wakefield and then she went to Washington Lee. Okay. She's a former Yorktown Patriot coach.
Wait.
Yeah, see, a lot of y'all learning some stuff tonight. Yeah. She's a former Kenmore Middle School cheer coach.
Oh, fun.
Man, it's a lot of cheerleaders around here. I mean, y'all know what's going on. Let's welcome Unica Dabney.
Hey, Buck, she's the fathead of all in the county. She played at all three high schools. We'll tell you about that later.
Terrible.
And last but least, let's welcome the head varsity coach, Tamara Willis, in her 19th season overall.
Sounds right.
That's a long time cheer. Wow. That's all. How long have you been coaching basketball, Tony?
This will be my 19th year.
No, not at Wakefield overall.
28, going on 29.
Jeez, that means you
are
you
old.
9 years older than? Well, don't worry, we'll get to that later.
This
on.
show is about the ladies. Let's go back. Let's get focused.
Ooh.
My man. Okay. She's a former Washington Lee head varsity cheerleading coach. You did what? 8 years at Washington Lee?
Sounds right.
8 years, okay. Former T.C. Williams coach. 2 years at T.C. Williams?
A season and a half.
In terms, you always round up. You don't round down.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. 2 years.
Okay. You're a 3-time runner-up national district runner-up, not champion, but runner-up.
Yes.
You were this close to winning the trophy.
Yeah,
But she should have won anyways,
Okay.
because they always cheat at Wakefield.
You're a 5-time regional qualifier out of your 9 years.
Yes.
Okay, I think you guys are doing a wonderful job. Let's welcome head coach Tamara Willis to the show.
Yeah.
All right, so you ladies are doing good. See, you're all settled in and everything. Didi, how you doing, Didi?
Hey.
Okay, I just want to make sure you wasn't on delay. That's all. Let me just start out. Let me ask any of you guys, by show of hands, okay? How many of you guys believe there will be a season this year? All right.
I think I saw Brittany's hand go up.
So
My hand did not go up.
there's not a possible chance that we may get a cheerleading season in.
Not unless there's a football team.
Okay.
Right.
So have you guys heard anything about the fall sports or anything that's going on pertaining to cheerleaders?
Currently, VHSL is trying to set up a plan, but honestly, they can't make any plans without governor given specific instructions. So right now, everything is pretty much all over the place. Like, there's nothing they can pretty much say right now that we can specifically do. Other than yellow days, that's about it.
Now, are you hearing the same thing, Unica, being part of the admin team at your middle school and getting information as far as sports and activities?
So far, middle school has not heard anything. We are focusing on high school sports. So right now, yellow days are just about it. And we're just waiting for the governor to give us the word and a plan. So we're doing the best we can.
All right.
So let me ask you real quick, Buck. I'm sorry, I know we got in order. Coach Willis, being the head coach, when COVID hit, you guys were just about to start the spring season. Is that correct?
Yes. We were actually in spring season.
Say that again.
We were in spring season.
In
It
spring
was probably 2 weeks into spring season.
2 weeks in. So how did that take you guys back? And then if you can, how did your seniors, how did they feel about all of this, getting everything stopped?
Well, because our seniors do 2 seasons, we do the fall and the winter. It didn't really affect them. Basically, our last basketball game, we were able to do senior night. We even got the banquet in, and I think we got the banquet in, and then maybe 2 days later we were closed. So it didn't affect our seniors in any way.
Okay.
Brooke, let me start off with you, Brooke. You were a cheerleader at Wakefield back in the day, a couple years ago, 6-7 years ago. You were under those 3 coaches, Danica, Didi, and Coach Willis. What has changed within the program since you left as a cheerleader and then came back as a coach?
I would say, I think the culture of it's two-pronged. I think the girls that we have in the program now are way more talented than any team I was on. It's kind of sometimes I look at what they can do and what they want to do and how they kind of push themselves a little bit more. And they're a little bit more focused on growing their skills than I think was the way when I was in school. And I know that's just because, it was a different time, a different type of cheerleader, but they're way more talented than any team I was ever on at Wakefield.
Okay.
You can see that in the fact that they even made it to regionals or even could have the possibility to win districts because it wasn't like that.
So when you were there, you guys did do competition as well, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So, Brooke, with your experience as far as, being at Wakefield under Coach Willis and other ladies on the show, and then you went off to the University of Maryland, and hopefully we can talk about it a little bit later because Coach Willis has produced more cheerleaders at the next level, I think, than a lot of people give her credit for. And Brooke, you were one, being at the University of Maryland. How has that helped you now becoming a coach?
I think having seen other types of coaching styles too, and like being around other types of cheerleaders. So like at Wakefield, a lot of the people cheer only do school cheer. We have a handful who do all-star. And then when I went to Maryland, most of my teammates did all-star. They had never done sideline before. So it was interesting to focus at Maryland more so on technique and game day. So when I come back now as a coach, I try to make sure everyone knows that you don't have to be the best cheerleader. You don't have to have all the skills, but if you have, the strong basics, you can go pretty far with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me ask the three varsity coaches. I mean, you guys had your child go through the program or is currently going through the program. What effect or style of coaching do you have to do when it comes to your child? Let's start with Dee Dee.
Oh, I'm the mean coach. To everyone, not just my child included. I'm the hard. They said I'm the Haley Kirby said it best. Most likely to cuss you out lovingly.
She is not lying.
Haley, we have to be tough on them. You just don't know.
And just to confirm, your daughter was Alyssa Moten.
Yes.
Okay. And Unica, your daughter's currently there. She's a sophomore?
Sophomore this year, yeah.
Sophomore, okay.
I coached Amari in middle school, and to have her at Wakefield, it was interesting. I came in halfway through practice, so when I came in, we were working on techniques, we were working on a routine, so it was just whipping them into shape. I never really had an issue, but she always knew she can get kicked out by Dee Dee or Tamar, so, I was in the middle. I wasn't mean, but I wasn't super nice.
Hold on, let me let that sink in real quick. I wasn't mean, but I wasn't super nice.
I'm in the middle.
Of being super nice and mean.
Shut up, Buck.
I'm just trying to figure it out. And
Coach Willis between the two.
Okay. And
Tamara was nice this season.
Okay, she was the nice one.
She was the
nice coach.
Yeah, you were nice this season.
Did anybody say that after semifinals when we left the floor?
Oh, they deserved that.
Okay, well, let's not say I was the nice one. I wasn't always nice.
That was just one day.
One day.
Tamar, can you speak on your relationship with your child?
We have a decent relationship in practice. She gets in her moods. I had to set an example and put her out of practice her very first year was it her freshman year? She got sent home. I put her out of practice, but typically I don't have any issues out of her.
Okay, and now as being a parent of your program, and I can recall that day that you actually sent your daughter home, because I think she came home to me and she said, "Dad, I'm never doing cheerleading ever again. I'm quitting."
That's true.
And I told her, "Hang it up, baby. Daddy with you." I said, "If you need me to write a letter, I will write a letter to Miss Jessica."
Oh my God.
Get that girl up out of there. I had her back. So, well, let me actually go on to that. Have you guys have interaction with parents when it comes to my child should be doing this, my child should be doing that, or my child is better than this, my child? Do you guys run into that problem like we run into it as far as basketball, where it's always something?
Yes.
Yeah. In every sport you run into it. I mean, because everybody feels that their child is better. And as a parent, you always think highly of your child. But when they come to competitions and they see, oh, wow, they're doing that on that team. Why aren't we doing that? And it's just like, oh, so your child really isn't as great as you thought. So it's a show and tell type of a thing. You have to show them, hey, this is what they could be, but they're not.
Especially when they say they are all-star cheerleader and you ask them what level of all-star you're on and they don't even know.
I mean, you lose friends.
And then they
over
catch
it.
an attitude because they don't make varsity.
The hardest thing I have encountered is parents coming to me telling me their kid is going to make varsity. So it's an insult to the program personally. I mean, I feel like we've built a good program and it's not so easy to make varsity. So when you hear parents tell you my kid is going to make varsity, my kid can make varsity, and they don't have certain skills that they need to have, like I think they're confused as to what the precedence is that we're trying to set at Wakefield moving forward.
Because if you only go to games, you think all you have to do is learn some cheers and do some toe touches,
Right.
and that's it. You may not get the full, especially if you only come to basketball games or, you know, 1 or 2 football games. You're not going to really get the full vision.
So let me chime in. Let me piggyback off of this because we all are from Arlington. And Brooke, I know you went to Wakefield. You ain't really from Arlington. We, you know, give you a pass. So Buck and I have had the privilege, I guess we can say privilege, of coaching kids that we went to high school, their parents. And Didi, you just touched on it a little bit. You can lose friendships over things.
Yes.
When Buck and I first got the job at Wakefield, some parents, I just automatically thought their kid was going to be on the team because we knew them. How do you guys, I know how we do it, but how do you guys separate coaching from friendships? And Buck has already talked about you guys with your kids. Good thing your kids, you know, could cheer and they made the team, because I had a cousin that I had to cut one year. It is what it is. I know you wouldn't cut your daughter, but how do you guys, you know, separate the friendship or your childhood friendships to being a coach to that?
I think I could probably speak for everybody. It just depends on the personal relationship, because sometimes if Yanika has a personal relationship with somebody, I may just deal with that person and not have her get involved. And same thing with with Didi. It's easier sometimes if the person that doesn't know that person gets involved, because it's sort of like the middleman.
So now I'm figuring out where Buck got all his stuff from. You got that from your wife, because Buck does that for me at Wakefield, because I know certain relationships, and I think that's smart. And Buck will handle somebody I may have a great relationship with or whatever, and I think that's good what you guys are doing. I think that's good.
Well, how you know she didn't get that from me?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, let's keep
No, but honestly, when it comes down to the way he and I both coach, this is what happens. He'll tell me, and Tony, you know, we have conversations too, but he will tell me, I'm about to do something. And I'm like, no, babe, you can't do that, because if you do that, so I have to talk him down.
Right.
But even more so when I'm talking about certain kids and stuff, he'll go, no, remember when you told me you couldn't do this, but this is a situation you can't do the exact same thing. Right. So we sort of have to talk each other off of stuff like that.
That's good. That's good.
I'm trying to find that letter I started to write Ms. Dustin the referral about removing the car. I think I found my proof draft. I kept it on file.
What is that?
That's the letter I was going to write to Ms. Dustin the day my daughter came home and said she didn't like the cheerleading coach.
I saw the letter.
Right.
Oh my God.
So it was like I had to print it to make sure I didn't push send. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just throwing it out there to you.
And she sent her teammates all a text message and said, I think I'm really put off the team and I ain't gonna be able to come back.
I'm just saying, I knew my daughter could do a handstand and hold it for 8 seconds. Okay? Just throwing it out there to you. Okay. Let's go with our next question. Brittany, now we talked earlier about you coaching middle school, high school. I mean, you're coaching 12 to 14-year-olds, and then you jump up to 15, 16, 17-year-olds within an hour. Yeah. How does your mindset change when it comes to coaching middle school kids to high school kids within that hour?
It's easy. I've been cheering since I was 5, doing Little League for Arlington, so it's really easy. My expectations at Gunston for my kids are completely different than at Wakefield. Majority of the time, the girls and the guys that come at Gunston, they don't have any kind of experience. They've never cheered. I have some who have cheered before, but knowing that I have to completely start over, teach fundamentals, teach motions, it's okay. Because even on JV, sometimes I got to do the same thing, especially helping, with the freshmen too. So, I mean, it's okay. I think Tamar tells me all the time, she says to me all the time, you're better than me, because I don't got time or the patience to have to teach these skills all over again. So since I've been in the program, she's like, you're doing fine, because she's in another zone, I'm in another zone, and it works. And I think the past 2 years, I've really been able to see what I can help with the kids, and then I've been able to see my kids actually move up to the varsity level, which is always the goal. And I've had kids come from Gunston that I've coached and actually made the team.
That's what I was going to lead into next. I mean, being that Unica, you used to coach at Kenmore, and Brittany, you were at Gunston. I mean, those are both theater schools for Wakefield. So let me ask you this. When you guys were there, did you take any cheers from Gunston to move on to Wakefield, or Wakefield down to Gunston? Hey, where'd you get that handyman cleaning the house? Is that Mr. Clean? What's the, oh, my bad. He can't hear. Okay.
Hear you.
No, I still can't hear you.
Special guest, Deidre Gilbert's in the house, fellas. Ladies.
Hey,
Hey,
Hello.
D.
Everybody but him. Hello.
Hey, D. We were talking earlier. Okay. So, was that kind of the job you guys did? Was say, let's get here and let's also get a feeder to our school, and we be the coaches here?
I got the opportunity to coach at Kenmore, and I think Tamara was more excited than I was about coaching, because I was like, oh Lord, I got to coach here, and then rush to Wakefield to coach. But it was nice to have myself at Kenmore, Brittany at Gunston, because we can kind of teach the fundamentals early and get a head start instead of going from nothing as freshmen. And it was just exciting to have that, and I'm kind of sad that I left, but I'm glad Brittany's there to kind of carry it on.
Yeah, because honestly, I was not going to coach at Gunston when I first started working there. That was not my intentions at all, because I was already at Wakefield, and they came to me, and it pretty much was like, no, you're going to be the coach, so I need you to sign the contract. And it completely caught me off guard, but the kids were excited because I guess they already knew who I was. And it was automatically like, oh, I always see you at Wakefield. I always see you at Wakefield. And so it's been said in the past couple of years that I've been coaching, I've had the biggest turnout for kids who try out. And it's hard because I tell Tamara, I'm like, I had 80 something kids, and I'm only keeping, sometimes I was nice my first year. I kept 25, I think. And I had to learn real quick, oh no, I can't do this. This is not going to happen. This is not a high school varsity team. I'm not keeping all these kids. And then I cut down to 12. And then it was like, oh, you missing some kids. What's going on? I'm like, if you know what I know and what I deal with after school, you would see why I cut 12 out of 87 kids.
And the biggest thing is that there's a big gap in the middle school program and high school, because they don't allow them to tumble. Middle school got grounded years ago, so they don't allow them to tumble. They don't allow them to stunt. So basically, our middle schools are the high school feeders. But if we don't want to start from square one, we need somebody in the middle school that is going to prepare them for high school, even if it's simple motions and learning formations and learning routines, stuff like that. But my goal has been to get the 8th graders to cheer at Wakefield. Not for sideline, but for competition purposes, because middle school doesn't compete, but high school does. So it's the same as with baseball, with softball. If you're an 8th grader, or football, if you're an 8th grader, they don't offer those programs in middle school. So basically, they can come there in 8th grade and play. So instead of Brittany having to cut so many kids, the 8th graders should have the opportunity to go to Wakefield or WNL or Yorktown and try out to compete.
And
hasn't happened yet, but bottom line is the middle school loses a lot of cheer interest because they have to cut so many kids.
I think you have a person in the right position who probably could push it forward a little bit. That being in Unica Dabney, being part of the DSA in Arlington.
Yes.
She could, hey, let's offer it, or let's see how it goes down. I mean, I know budget cuts and everything's going on, but I think you have a great person.
Let's get through COVID.
No, I'm trying to advocate for the 8th graders who are interested in competition. Yeah.
There's a lot of 8th graders. Brooke, when you went to Gunston, were y'all able to stunt? And
no.
Okay, so it's a different situation because when I went to Gunston and I was a cheerleader for 3 years there, we stunted, we tumbled, we did it all. So it's a different situation. Like even this year before COVID hit, the middle school, I was preparing my kids for the middle school showcase. And I sent the videos to Tamara. I said, you know what, if we're going to do it, we're going out with a bang. And I was showing her my routine. And of course she was like, girl, they're going to kill you. They're going to kill you and what you got these kids doing. But it's skills that they need to know how to do if they want to try out at the high school level, no matter what high school they go to.
Tony?
Yeah, so I'm gonna skip a little bit, Buck, because we had already talked to Brooke about what it takes at the next level.
Okay.
I want to just ask you guys, because Fairfax County, they don't have cheering at the basketball games in the winter. You guys, Arlington and I believe Alexandria, are the only.
Yes.
Do you guys
County?
Who in Loudoun County?
Yeah.
Do you guys feel fortunate enough to have your cheerleaders be at the games? I know personally, we love when the cheerleaders are at the game, especially on the road. Because sometimes, Wakefield is always marked as the bad guys. It's the basketball team and the cheerleaders. So other teams don't bring their cheerleaders to Wakefield during the season. So do you guys feel fortunate enough to have cheering going all the way through the winter season?
I think so. I think it makes it fun. I mean, when you go to basketball games in Fairfax County, and not trying to throw any shade or anything, but sometimes it's dead. And so you need that cheerleading team to help get the crowd hyped, to help get the student sections hyped, the parents and, any other spectators. I think they should bring it back. I know when I went to Robinson, I cheered football and basketball season. So it was a surprise to me when I saw that there wasn't any more cheerleading during basketball season, because I cheered both seasons all the time. So I didn't quite understand that, but I think they should definitely bring it back.
I know it makes a big difference because the one game that stands out to me the most is the game against TC, and we cheered at home for the girls, and the game was over. And I'm always, if you guys are away, I've always got somebody in the stands giving me feedback. What's the score? What's going on? So the game was over, and the girls came to me and they were like, what's the score over there? What's going on? I said, well, the game is still going on, but it's only like 2 minutes left, maybe 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And they said, can we go? And I said, well, how are we going to get there? Well, what you guys don't know is that my cheer parents are now like diehard Wakefield basketball fans. So all the parents was like, let's go. Brooke was the last person because she drives the slowest. But we all got over there and came in one at a time. And Tony, I don't know if you remember, but all of a sudden, I don't know, did they do 2 points or something? Or let them out Bentley, or they did something. 2 points. And when we came in, they had only been here in TC cheerleaders, but all of a sudden, it was like 25 of us, and we all came in, and the whole
shut it down
and looked at us. And did y'all go into double overtime that game?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, and won.
Yes.
So, I mean, the cheerleaders make a difference when it comes down to it, hands down. I mean, it changes the atmosphere in the gym.
Tamar, I mean, I can't call you Tamar, right?
Okay.
Looking at your resume again, that you've coached at 3 different schools, can you tell me which school had the biggest community involvement as far as with your cheering program? I mean, all 3 schools have big following when it comes to sports, but which one has that community that comes together when things are just needs to happen?
Let me remind you that you've been to the state tournament several times with you. So I mean,
I think just saying. A biased question.
I mean, for the cheer program.
For the cheer program.
Tomorrow, don't answer that question. Don't answer that question. You still are employed at Wakefield. Don't let your husband set you up.
No, I want to answer.
Uh-oh.
I remember being at WNL, going to, I want to say it was Chad
Lewis.
and asking him to get the football players to come out to support us. And he made it mandatory. So they would always come. So at WNL, that made a big difference for us. When I was at TC, the parents were way too involved, if that's possible. So there was involvement there, but it wasn't always necessarily what was needed for the cheerleaders, or for the coaching staff, I should say that. At Wakefield, it's still a work in progress. Like this year, I feel like we had a lot of support and it was amazing. Our connection with the football team was a little bit different because we as coaches, cheerleading coaches, tried something different. And we did team bonding with the football players. So that helped this year. I mean, but overall, I think when it came down to like community support, I have to say it was WNL.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, once a general, always a general. I see you, Nick. Go ahead and smile, Nick. Hey, Tony, give me a shout out to the generals, baby. Yes, sir. Look at that.
Oh God.
Woo! Tomorrow,
Generals,
I can't wait for that question.
Hey, it is what it is.
Couple more questions. And Didi, we know we got you. We got some fun for you, Didi. So hang in there. Hang in there.
Oh no.
Yes, we got you. This one's gonna go to you, Unica. I believe you were a cheerleader for Tamar at WNL. Is that correct?
I was.
She was your coach. Is she soft now, or? Because I'm just saying, Tamar, they call me soft now too. So I'm just trying to, Unica, has she changed from when she had you? Or is she soft now, or is she about the same?
I think it's different.
It's different. That's a good one.
No, seriously, it's different. The skill levels are different. It was just a different time. She worked us at Washington Lee, now Liberty. I remember practicing outside, learning dances on sidewalks. We practiced in a wrestling room, and it was like, you got a 2-minute break and you get back on this mat. And I'm small, so can you imagine? I'm a base. She was like, you want a base? And I was like, okay. So leaving Wakefield and coming in to Washington Lee as a base, I was like, okay, whatevs. But she has high expectations of all her cheerleaders even now, and maybe a little softer, but definitely she means work. When it's competition time, and she kind of scales back basketball season. So there's just that difference. But when I was at Washington Lee, it was like work. So like all season. So
Can I ask a question? Tony, do you think you're a softer coach than what you started?
I will answer that question, but I mean, we are on this show for you guys. I will answer that question because your husband, who played for me, is one who tells me that I'm soft now. But what you have to understand is things have changed. Unica touched on it. There is a little bit more parent involvement. And like we said, every parent thinks that their kid is the next LeBron James. And we are brutally honest to the kids and the parents. And there's things that I said back when your husband played for me that I knew I could say to him, and it would just be between he and I.
yeah.
Now, if I say something, I think Twitter, all
Instagram, Snapchat, they would
out to be a bad guy.
Yeah.
Because I said something that I said 20 years ago, and you just can't. So yes, I have adapted to today's generation. Does that make me soft? Maybe, but I do want to finish my career at Wakefield. So it has made me a little bit soft. But anyway.
Is that after BJ plays for you, my BJ?
Well, after your BJ plays, I don't know if I'll be able to get off the bench.
Oh my God.
I'll be pushing damn near 60-something, whatever. But we're going to make it work.
I have to say something.
Go ahead.
I think that I know for me that I have had Wakefield alumni come into my practice now and tell me that I've gotten soft.
Yes.
This is what I feel is the difference between myself and you in a sense that what people need to understand is when you're coming in trying to build a program, you basically have to set a certain level of expectation. So when you come in order to accomplish that, you have to be hard on them. So now kids coming in, they've already seen your program, so they should already know what you expect out of them. Have we gotten softer some? Yeah, because they should know what our expectations are, and I expect you to do X, Y, Z. I shouldn't have to come in there and go crazy every day because you should know ahead of time, this is what I need out of you.
I agree.
She had to be hard. I was on Coach Willis' first team at Wakefield.
Y'all have no idea.
She had to. She did what she had to do. If she's softer now, it's because she doesn't have to be as hard as she was on us, for sure.
Okay, when you say you're soft, is that because you have the mean coach in Dee, who's the mean coach that takes over all that?
Y'all have no idea.
It's not about being soft. It's just about being calmer.
You know, one thing is good. I know we're going to keep talking, but it's so good to hear that you guys really do a lot of the same things that the basketball team does. You know, circle meetings, you know, player meetings only. And that's why I'm glad that Buck was able to get you guys on this show, because I'm going to be the first to tell you guys, years ago, I didn't think cheerleading was a sport.
I think I've heard you say that.
I've watched you guys with your competition, with the sideline, and I do appreciate what you guys have done for us as coaches, my players, and we look forward to tomorrow. You know, we talk all the time about, are you guys riding the bus with us? You know, we want you guys to be there, and I get sometimes mad when we have the double headers and they have to split you guys, because I truly enjoy the cheerleaders being there, and I see how much hard work you guys put into it and the excitement that the girls do around the school. So I am a firm believer that cheerleading is a sport, which I did not believe years ago. So I'm on board, y'all.
You can run the mile, you can walk straight through hell with a smile. You could be the hero, you could get the gold. Breaking all the records they thought never could be broke. Yeah, do it for your people, do it for your pride. You ain't never gonna know if you never even try. Do it for your country, do it for your name. Cause there's gonna be a day when you're standing in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. And the world's gonna know your name.
Thank you.
I didn't know it was a sport after I watched Bring It On.
Oh my God.
And this is the first time I saw a whole bunch of cheerleaders go to Florida, and you know they was flipping and tumbling and turning and stuff. And
Flipping.
What is it called?
Tumbling.
Oh, tumbling. Okay, because I saw my daughter doing handstand.
Oh my God. Mute him.
And I thought she was the best.
So hold on. I'm gonna get back. I was trying to draw a comparison of like cheerleading, football, basketball. It's pretty much one. And I'm hoping everybody watches this show and get a different take of the cheerleaders. We pride ourselves in taking our guys to team camp. And I think Buck and I talk about how team camp is the foundation. It's the start of our season building. Do you guys go to team camp? And if you do, how important is team camp to your program's success?
Oh man, because at JMU, that was a summer.
Well,
was that 4 years ago?
Yeah, well, we have gone to different types of team camps. So you have stunt camps, and then you have sleepaway team camps where you actually learn a lot of material. And I'm at camp, and when I'm at camp, I'm probably a lot harder at camp because I don't let them sleep. And when they wake up, they got to work before anybody else wakes up. Everybody is working before they even go to breakfast. But to me, team camp is about team bonding. And team camp for cheerleading is, you know, I know you guys go to team camp and you might play, you know, 10 to 12 basketball games a day or whatever the case may be. But cheerleading starts at 8 a.m. and it doesn't end until probably about 7. And then once they have dinner, after dinner is over, they got to work with me. So they develop a bond. It might be a bond to hate the 3 coaches that's at camp, but they develop a bond camp will make or break you, honestly.
Because they can't go anywhere by themselves. They always have to walk together as a team. You can't leave anybody. You go to the bathroom, you have to take somebody with you. You have to show the most spirit when you're walking. So it's a difference maybe for basketball camp, but for cheer camp, if you're walking down the sidewalk with your team, you better be doing some kind of chant, some kind of sing a song. You better be excited. You better be doing something, because when you sit down on that last day, we expect to get the most spirit award. We expect to get that banana. That's our goal.
Okay. Miss Willis, I like the way that sounds. It sounds like got a little ring to it, girl. Competition season is a season within the season. How are you able to manage football season and competition season at the same time?
I'm used to doing it. The question might be, how are these coaches able to deal with me during both times? I'm probably the worst person to possibly deal with during that time. But I don't think it's difficult to balance. I think the hardest part for me during that time frame is the lack of, I don't want to say respect, but people don't know what we do. People don't know that we're in two seasons at one time. So the majority of Wakefield or, fans just assume that they see us on Friday night and that's what we do. They have no idea that Friday night our kids just left a 2-hour practice. They have a 2-hour practice, then they have a team dinner, then I expect them to go to a game and do another 2 hours. So people have higher expectations out of us not knowing exactly what we have to do. I think I've been doing this long enough where a season inside of a season it's pretty easy for me.
And then they get up on Saturday morning sometimes.
Yes.
So this is when the part comes in where you have, like I say, your great assistant coaches who come in and partake in parts here, parts there to help your program move forward. Is that correct?
100%. And I mean, honestly, Friday night football games, they all step in and do a lot more Friday night during the game. And it's helpful for me because if I've done the majority of competition practice and I just need a little bit of time just to even stand on the sideline away from everything, they handle everything for me. And because it's stressful at times. I know Brittany for sure knows that I go half crazy during competition season, and she's asking me, and it's hard when my expectations are for the JV and freshman team to compete as well. And then Brittany, who's also got middle school, and then she's also working on a routine with JV and freshmen. I mean, it helps that Brooke came in to help her out, and it helps that Nika's in there. Dee Dee's down on the football field getting everything ready. So, and with parents. So we all have a huge job Friday nights. And it's a lot more than most people know.
Ever since I have been at Wakefield, and that's going on about 19 years, we have always had a strong male cheerleader. And I remember my first year, Dee Dee, you can probably tell me, the 2002. Victor was
there, Victor Wallace.
I still say to this day, Victor, and we've had some good ones since, but Victor was my man. I guess it was my first year there, but Victor was one of the best male cheerleaders I've seen. I want to just ask you guys, with the growing sport and things like that, with males being involved in high school cheerleading and things like that, is it harder to coach the boys or is it harder to coach the girls when it comes to cheering?
I want a whole team full of boys.
I'll move on to the next.
I have a question.
Oh.
Because Unica has seen all of Wakefield's male cheerleaders. Who stands out the most?
Wow.
Why would you single me out like this?
Hey, can I pick my favorite?
What was your question?
Is Daquan Perry.
So I love Daquan Perry. Y'all know I love my son Daquan. The standout would be Lawrence.
Yes.
Lawrence Savoy is my pick.
What year was
Lawrence, oh God.
My year.
Your year?
Same grade. 2014.
We got Lawrence. He was shy, but his personality was big. Lawrence would tumble, would do anything we asked of him. But if Lawrence had a little toot, I mean, that was an adjustment for us, but he would do anything. but a close second is Cahill.
The hell?
I mean, he had the energy. He was great, but Lawrence he's my pick. Sorry, Quan.
For me, I think because when you were at Wakefield or you experienced knowing Victor or whatever, but I've always coached. If I wasn't at Wakefield, I was coaching against Wakefield. So for me, I'm going to say somebody that you all may have forgotten, but never cheered before, never did anything before at all, could throw a standing backhand spring tuck without a problem and was a beast base. Mine is Christian.
Oh, I was thinking you were going to say him.
Christian?
What year was he?
That would have been Carolyn's year, so
Was that like-
2014.
So who was more entertaining, Jordan or DeQuan?
Quan.
Quan?
Who was what?
More
entertaining.
entertaining. Quan.
Entertaining?
Yes.
Oh,
To
Quan.
get the crowd involved.
Quan. Oh, no, Jordan.
Jordan.
Quan was more entertaining on every other level.
On every other level.
On the floor, Jordan shuts down a gym.
All
Yeah.
right.
Can I bring up a bias?
Go
Okay.
ahead.
I got one too, but go ahead.
Go ahead, because I was like,
Mine, I just don't want y'all to forget, because during this pandemic, if it wasn't for him, I don't know how I would have survived his every single day TikTok.
yes,
Willie
Man.
Camille.
Oh, Jamil, yes.
And then he even started getting his mom into TikTok. But I think
Yes.
he did a TikTok for 30 straight days. It might have been longer.
yes.
He's still
Tony,
doing them. He's
that's
gonna be like
why.
90 something.
I
That was gonna be
remiss.
mine.
I would
That's
be
why I
remiss.
said,
We don't
can
bring
I
up
be
the
biased? Because
We-
everybody knows Jamil and I are best friends, and we've
To
been
this
best
day,
friends.
kept me through the pandemic by watching his TikTok.
Time out.
Jamil has been the best male cheerleader.
First
since
of all,
we
his
were in
name
sixth grade.
is Willie. His
Willie.
name is Willie. His name is not Jamil.
Willie.
It's Willie.
His
Yeah.
name is Jamil.
It's Willie
and
Gardner. It's Willie.
He was a Kenmore Cougar cheerleader, and I was at Gunston. Jamil and I have been best friends since fifth grade. Since kindergarten. Kindergarten at Drew.
Yeah.
But when we got to middle school, and when that I Am, Who Are You came out, you know what I'm talking about. Jamil was the best. He always had the best jump, the best energy. He always danced. Like, he kept it going.
I got one for you, Brittany.
Oh,
Okay.
here we go. I'm ready. Come on.
Okay. Now, it's just a simple question. You grew up with Wakefield. You know, you went to the Wakefield games and all that stuff back in the day and everything. Wakefield stomp or 2 points?
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
They be so hype on that 2 points though, Britt.
Yo.
I know.
Everybody
but
be doing it. They be doing it.
I know, but I'm in that Wakefield stomp generation with
No one knows the
Harry,
words, Britt. They don't know the
and
words.
and you don't have to know the words because Harry said the words for us. But we didn't have. I'm gonna go with Wakefield stomp.
I'm gonna have to ask Didi that one too, but
Oh, yeah, because she was back in the
we
day.
go back. Yeah.
2 points has taken over.
It's taking
It
over.
has
Taken
for
over.
the new kids. It has, but I'm gonna stick with mine. You know, that's when KJ had the baby dreads and Erm had the long blonde hair, and Harry was always there.
But Harry only says the Wakefield
But
stomp.
that's
He don't
okay
know the
though.
words.
That's
He don't know the
okay.
words.
We didn't need to know the words because everybody was on beat.
You just do the Wakefield style. All I know is we got the beat. And a victory tonight. The Wakefield Stomp.
Listen, Tony, I hated that cheer so much because when I was at WNL, they would come over to WNL when I was cheering, and they would do it, and it would be so embarrassing. And then when I started coaching, same thing. It would be embarrassing. When I started coaching at Wakefield, I was like, I'm not wearing green, and I'm not doing a Wakefield Stomp. But one thing I can tell you is the generation of today doesn't understand and appreciate the volume that one cheer can create in one gym. They have no idea.
Yeah.
And that's how they got
all day. They'll do that all day.
Yeah.
They have no idea.
With the Wakefield Stomp.
And they don't know the beat. They go too fast.
They do.
Yeah,
they
do.
mess it up. It makes it really hard to do.
Yeah.
Now, back in the day, it used to be, I can't remember the name. Maybe some of you guys may know. The old Wakefield cheerleaders, they had a nickname back in the day.
Soul Squad.
Soul Squad. That's what I wanted to throw. Hey, Dee Dee, was Miss Daisy part of the Soul Squad?
Actually, she left and went to TC.
Oh, okay.
But I think my mom was part of the Soul Squad, but they didn't have, if I'm not mistaken, so black young ladies couldn't cheer for Wakefield.
That's the organization that Deidre's grandmother started.
Yeah, so they started their own at Wakefield, and Deidre's grandmother did start that, and they had their own cheerleaders. So I have to get some history on that. We'll figure that out. But I know my mom was a part of it. They had the Soul Squad or whatever, because if I'm not mistaken, I don't want to quote myself wrong, I think black cheerleaders couldn't cheer at Wakefield when they first got there in like 1966 or whatever it may be. We'll have to do some history on that. But yeah, they started their own, and Deidre's grandmother was the one who started that. And I'm for sure we can get some photos or something, but definitely was the one who started that. And Tamara, I just wanted to, I marvel at what you've done with the cheerleaders at Wakefield. You've actually sent a lot of girls off to the next level to cheer. Can you just touch on a few girls who you've coached under you that have gone on to cheer at the next level?
I'll touch base on the ones at Wakefield. We had Dominique Cross. She went to Coppin and cheered at Coppin. We had Alyssa Swearingen. She was at ODU. Brooke Giles, University of Maryland. Caitlin Graves was at Longwood. Jada Clark was at JMU. Lawrence Savoy was at Radford. We have Felice Horace at VSU, and we had Ashley Hidalgo at GW.
Quite a few. Congratulations on that. Those young ladies, well deserved.
Tony, you got any more questions, Tony?
No, I thought this was very informative. Again, like I told you guys a while ago, I was crying about the cheerleaders taking up the gym space for the basketball team. And I think since as long as Tamara's been the coach there and you guys under her, we've always worked together with gym space. Anything that the cheerleaders need, we've always been supportive of each other. I'm sorry that we don't get our guys out as much to the competition because you guys do it in the fall and we don't have the team just yet. But hopefully Coach Hogwood has got those guys out there supporting you guys. But you guys know if there's anything that you guys need from us during season, out of season, we will always be there for you guys. We actually enjoy you guys. And listen, Buck and I did a show with the 1990 team, and they started talking about the cheerleaders on the bus. And I'm telling you right now,
Oh my God.
30 years from now, it hasn't changed. So I think the cheerleaders on the bus with the basketball team after a win now, has not changed in 30 years because those guys have some good stories, and I'm for sure your cheerleaders will have some great stories, and my players will have some great stories. Well,
I want to officially thank you ladies for coming on the show. I think you all all share one big brain when it comes to cheerleading and helping your programs, all three levels, moving in the right direction. Like I said, when I walk in the gym, I see tumbling, I see stunting, I see cheering, I see dancing, I see it all. And I kind of compare it to Wakefield basketball, where the kids actually like each other and they entertain each other, and they don't actually need coaches to do anything. Okay? I mean, you don't have to be there to make sure everything's run the right way. You guys can walk in, have your coaches meeting or whatever, and I believe the way you built the program, the kids that you have, captains or whatever it may be, are there to get everything going. And welcome back, and let's welcome our special guest, former athletic director, Miss Noelle Deskins.
As Buck introduced Noelle Deskins, who was the longtime athletic director at Wakefield High School, and she has ties to everybody on this show today because she hired all of us. At some point or another, she hired all of us. She hired me and Buck back in 2002. I'm very thankful, and we're still, carrying on the legacy of Ms. Deskins, of being under Ms. Deskins. Ms. Deskins, we just wanted to ask you, first of all, how long were you an athletic director at Wakefield High School?
Oh,
Remember,
let's see. I can tell you that exactly, because before I was coaching girls basketball, and Michelle Duhart and Diamond Desmond and all them kids were playing for me, and I stopped coaching right as Michelle was going to go into her senior year. So 1985.
95.
I'm sorry, 95. Yeah. 85, I was teaching.
Yes.
Yeah, 95. I'm sorry.
95. And then, so how long were you employed at Arlington County before you retired?
I came back to Arlington in 1991 after I finished my master's.
Okay.
So 91.
From JMU. I'm going to give you a shout out, girl.
Go Dukes, go Dukes.
Go Dukes.
Well, on this show, Ms. Deskins, today's show is all about our cheerleading coaches at Wakefield High School, who we are very proud of. And I know you put a lot of work into the cheerleading program as well, too, because you started hosting cheer competitions at Wakefield, which you took up a lot of my gym space. But we're very happy that you were able to do that. And so how has cheer evolved from when you first started becoming an athletic director to what it is now?
I guess, I don't know, they have more competitions, invitationals and stuff. It's really becoming more of a sport. I never thought of it as anything less. So it was already another varsity sport to me. So that's kind of how I treated it. And I just think the program has grown to where we have been consistent with having freshman, JV, and varsity teams, large varsity teams. And then, the minute I saw Tamar, kind of went after her because I needed a head coach that would really take the program and turn it into something that I think it's become something special. So
go Tamar.
Stump or 2 points?
Oh, that was my question.
Good one.
Come on, Ms. Deskins. Come on. Hold it down for the old school. Hold it down.
The traditional Noelle says the Wakefield Stomp. And that goes beyond all of us because that's what our alumni knows.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 points, though, yeah. I love it. But back in the day, people that knew how to do the Wakefield Stomp, they had the gym rocking. So
see,
That's
what I said.
That was the old gym. The old gym.
Yes.
The old gym.
Yeah.
Yes. What was your favorite thing to do as an athletic director at Wakefield? What did you look forward most to?
Going home.
I'm done.
You never went home.
Oh, God.
You never went home.
Right.
Really, I did need a secret bedroom in that school. What was my favorite thing to do as an athletic director? Oh, that's really hard. How do you narrow that down? I enjoy going to championship games when we won. I enjoyed buying equipment. I enjoyed I enjoyed pep rallies, although they stressed me out. I enjoyed homecoming.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed the prom. I don't think I can pick just one.
Okay.
Well, I want to say that I appreciate you taking on all of our competitions because I think Neek probably knows Brooke probably knows that we went to a school where they were hosting competition, and I got there. They did not have anything set up right. Everything was wrong. I'm on the phone with her, and I'm calling her, and I'm telling her, I can't keep coming back here. These people are a mess. It's this and it's that. And the minute we had an opportunity to host, she called me and was like, do you want to host?
Yeah.
We've been hosting ever since. I mean, and it's fine if we lose it eventually, but it was great to be able to have it done properly. And you did that, and you were worried, you were nervous, but you did it, you handled it, and we all appreciate it.
Well, that's when you go back to your coaches who are the experts. I wasn't an expert in cheerleading. I can host the hell out of an event, but I'm going to go to that coach that knows, the sport better than I do and what we need to do to make it run. So that's what happened. It's teamwork.
It's
I have a
nothing
question.
like having it done right.
Do you miss us calling you saying that the buses are late and
Nope.
they didn't pick us up?
Nope. You know what? You want to know what made me retire real quick? Transportation.
How about every Christmas tournament, me and Buck had to ask you for the code to the clock?
Oh my God. and I would say all the time, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tony calling.
Oh man. Well, anybody got any questions for Ms. Deskins?
Are you ready to come back?
Nope.
Okay.
It's nothing like it. I mean, I miss y'all. I miss the kids. I miss seeing the events and everything, but I'm fine. Look at my view.
You say you fine.
See that water? Y'all see that water?
Yes, we
Yes,
do.
we do.
Good. I'm good.
All right.
Well deserved, Ms. Deskins. We just, want to thank you for everything you've done for us and what you've done for Wakefield. We know the day was coming when you was going to retire. You said it for a couple of years and you finally did it. We didn't believe you when you said it, but then when you set that January 1st date on us, we knew it was real. So, life without Ms. Deskins is going to be hard, but, you've taught us one thing is to life moves on. And so I
And
think
you
we are
spoiled us.
make sure that we keep you proud because we're all sitting here knowing that you were the one who hired us. And so if we look bad, you look bad. So we're going to make sure that we keep up the trust that you gave us that when you hired us. So thank you. I want to say thank you for hiring me back in 2002. You took a chance on a little kid who was just anxious to be a coach, and you took that chance and you backed us all the way. So thank you so much.
Well, I appreciate everything y'all did. I can't do this without, having a competent coaching staff. Y'all are the ones that keep us out of courts. So as long as you're doing your, following the policies of the school system and you're doing everything that's in the best interest of the kids, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong. And, I knew y'all were the type of coaches that would, not let me down. So I just sat back and did all the other stuff that y'all needed done. And I know nobody knows what's happening yet with fall sports, man. I can't imagine I just can't imagine what y'all going through, what the kids are going through, and I just wish y'all the best luck because it's not going to be easy. But y'all stay safe, and hopefully they'll find some kind of cure, vaccine, something.
I thought we could just put Lysol inject it in us and we'll be okay. I wipe myself down every day with Lysol wipes. I feel good.
All right, Ms. D. Well, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening and enjoy retirement.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank y'all.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
We making noise, hold up. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Hold up, we the boys.
Let me get
Lord.
my seat adjusted because I got to bring in the twirl. You know what I'm saying? Hey, T, on the real, don't they look like they would be the cheerleaders from the Mean Machine?
We're the mean machine, don't mean to dish ya. We're gonna kick your ass and then we'll kiss ya. Hey, oh, what?
Mean Machine.
You're not getting me in trouble, big man.
You're going to jail. Y'all are going to jail. Period.
Y'all a bunch of caramel mocha chocolate.
Hey, all right, Didi, you ready? We just gonna go with it?
Right here. This is
Look at
taking
her, she
too
paused
long.
and shit.
Oh, no, she got karate chopping. Karate chopping.
Where's your child?
Look at
Get
Didi.
some
Didi's
help.
frozen. She's still frozen. Oh, no. Look at her. Look.
She looks just like this.
Didi, you are frozen.
No.
This meeting gonna happen tomorrow. Fooling around with Didi.
What the heck? Okay.
Oh, you tell your daddy I'm still looking for his ass.
Okay, go ahead. I'll be slow.
Look at you stuck right now. Look
Can
at
you
that.
invite me in again?
I'm
Yeah.
ready to invite you in again if you send it.
If you had to same.
Y'all bet not.
Can I push pause?
Oh, it'll be there, Didi.
Oh, look at Didi, Monica. Look at Didi. Look at Didi. Look at Didi. Rose.
Hi, Didi.
She can't see you.
You can see him, can't hear.
Frozen.
Hey, look at that former Wakefield cheerleader right there.
Oh, no, we
Hey,
got
girl.
we got a class of 88 in the house.
Congratulations, Brittany.
Oh, thank you.
What you have?
I'm having a boy.
You sure it's Dietrich's?
I saw the first initial is B, so they must be naming him Buck.
I'm
He
just saying.
he has the same initials as I do.
Yep, Buck.
His name is not.
Sir!
It's gotta be Buck. It's gotta be Buck. Dietrich, I know Dietrich naming him Buck.
Let me text him right now.
Brittany, you can make the announcement on the show today. The name of your baby.
What?
You
No.
can do that?
No.
We can do that. Where's Didi? Where's Didi?
She show up when it's time to cuss out children.
That's all we need her for. Who I give it to? Because you know I want to move.
All right, now Didi, turn your phone. Turn your phone.
Hi, Nene. Hi, Nene.
Yeah.
Hi, Nia.
Say hi.
Hi, Nene.
My
Watch
assistant.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, God. Nancy left me. She left me gone because I showed.
I just seen who gonna be on the new syrup bottle.
Y'all are going to jail. Period.
Get
I
off
was
my
trying to
grave.
figure out if that was a hat or a shower curtain.
It's my bride.
Didi, tell her I said take that rag off.
Say bye.
I'm just going to do it from the phone.
My dear.
Bye, Nene.
Well, Didi still ain't ready. Her thumb is on the camera.
I'm sorry.
No,
Dad.
I see her.
Damn.
Tomorrow I was drinking and eating. She's moving it.
Boom.
How
Boom.
I'm going to pick up my wine glass? Just get out my way.
Brittany gonna miss her doctor's appointment. The cupcake's gonna burn.
Okay.
Good.
Oh,
Bless you.
oh, that came through here.
I
Turn
got
the lights off.
I got the perfect coronavirus.
Coronavirus. Coronavirus.
Why is your megaphone such bigger? Why can't you guys use little megaphones like this? Say, hey. I think this one brings a police siren. This one has a little volume with the let me see, with the echo. Let's go.